To DĒP Ministries weekly live stream. Today is an Ask Your Angels again. Wahoo! After this week, we're going to take a little hiatus from Sunday's live stream while I pull together clarity for the next leg of our journey. But don't worry, we won't be taking too long off. I'm not sure exactly how long. All I know is we shall be back shortly. So watch this space. Don't go anywhere too far. I'll still be here. Oh boy. Cool. Let's take this copy. Let's get this over to the streaming page. And got it. And we are live on our streaming page. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Miss Rachel. I'm going to make sure that you're on mute just because we are streaming. Rachel! It's so good to see you. Hi! Oh, I miss you so much. Come see us, Rachel. Come to California. Come here. I know. I know. I keep trying to get you to move here, and hopefully eventually you will. One day. Okay. Yes. Yeah. At least if not moving, then just coming for a visit. Last one. Fair. Super fair. Good morning, everybody on Instagram. Welcome to DÜP Ministries live stream. Are we live on Facebook yet? Let's see. That's the one that seems to be lagging recently. We're live on Facebook. Woot woot. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Good morning. Good to see you all. Let me just go ahead and copy paste this over here to our Facebook live stream. And today is a very special live stream because it's a good morning, everybody on Facebook. It's an Ask Your Angels. Woohoo! So if this is your first time ever joining me for a live stream, let me, I know, we miss you, Rach. Come back to us. Come back. I'll tell you, no, I'm just kidding. You're doing your thing, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. Like, that's what you do. You go, you live, then you come back and you check in and you let us know how living is going. So that's what we like. Cool. All right. So first of all, this is the first time that you're tuning in to see me live, my name is Abby Levine. I have a nonprofit that I just started called DÜP Ministries. We started it in January, and it's essentially broken up into two different portions. It is one side, it's all education and dissolving poverty mindset, and essentially learning how to live in alignment, building a life around yourself that allows you to be yourself and get paid for it. So that is truthfully what I think that we're here to do. I believe that we're all here to do that. And I believe, and that's why we work with dissolving poverty mindset also, is because I believe that we are supposed to have all the resources that we need to have exactly the experience that we choose to have. Okay. So that's kind of DÜP Ministries. We've been doing Sunday live streams. We're going to pause them for a minute. I have some clarity that's downloading. It's piecing itself together as to the direction that the live streams are going to take, and they're very intentional. So I was told to pause live streams, told by my angel team to pause live streams on Sundays, just pull together the last bits of information, and then relaunch the live streams with a focused intention, with all of the programs up and running, with there's some really exciting stuff. I don't want to go too deep into it, but there's some really exciting stuff coming through on the education side of things, which is super fun and exactly what DÜP Ministries was designed to do. Hi, Terry. But what's really interesting is I just want to take a moment to kind of reflect on what happens when you live in the flow, when you live in alignment, when you do things based on what intuition tells you to do, and you just kind of trust it and you go with it, no matter whether you know what's coming or not, whether it's predictable or not. Like, no matter what, if you just kind of follow it, things piece themselves together in the most beautiful, unpredictable way. And that's what I'm seeing, like DÜP Ministries kind of pulling itself together. Hi, Savi, welcome, which is just so fun and exciting. And I can't wait until the full clarity of what this next evolved phase of DÜP Ministries looks like, because it's much more digestible. What's coming is much more digestible, less nebulous, less like vast, and just easier, more simple to implement. It's coming in alignment with putting together the TV show. I have a production meeting about the TV show on Tuesday. Putting together the movie. I found a screenplay writer to write the script for the movie. And all of it is gearing towards this evolution that DÜP Ministries is here for. So it's all very fun, all very exciting. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just creating even more laser focus and more direction and energy as to where we're heading with DÜP Ministries, which is super duper fun. So fun. So exciting. If you're watching on Facebook, drop a comment. We are doing an Ask Your Angels. So for those of you who are here in the Zoom room, if you're on Insta, if you're on Facebook, I can see your questions. So if you have a question for your angels, please let me know what your question is, because we'll get to them in a minute. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So that's partially what DÜP Ministries is. And then the other part of it is we are building homes for youths 18 to 24 who are transitioning out of foster home. So we're creating programs, we're building homes for them so that they have somewhere safe to go. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Long time no see. So they have somewhere safe to go once they transition out of foster care. Huge announcement that we'll be doing some sort of fundraiser around. But just yesterday, we received a donation of I mentioned the donation about the boat. So huge. That was confirmed yesterday. Oh my goodness. That comes from none other than our own beautiful Jen. So we got a boat, guys. I'm going to be auctioning it off. I'll be creating some kind of raffle or some kind of something that we're going to raffle off a boat. So cool. I'm going to be buying some of those tickets, by the way. And then we also got a donation of a car, which is so freaking exciting. So I'm not entirely sure, like, if we're going to keep that for the house or keep it for one of the kids, or maybe raffle that off as well. Lots of fun possibilities that we can do with that, but just so exciting. So grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jen, for your support. If you don't know, Jen is also on our board of directors. So she's just fantastic and amazing. And also on my board of directors is Kim, Marvin, really, really, really solid team. I'm really very grateful, very, very blessed. Okay. Cool. All righty, love. So here we go. Let's move into our questions. Okay. So I did a little background on what I'm doing now. DÄP Ministries is my nonprofit. It stands for Divine Evolutionary Path. But in the journey of getting here, I've been a coach, I've been a healer I've been doing mindset work for about 2014. It's 2022. I'm moving into my 9th year in business. I'm in my 9th year in business. And about 4 years ago now, I was right around the 5th year in business. I went on this really powerful journey of kind of opening up my psychic powers. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Shanita. What the heck? Hey, Naja. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. And Tiffany, I feel very certain that your angels do have messages for you, but if you can be just a teensy bit more specific about what you would like to know about, that helps me download like some really specific messages. Okay, for those of you who are just tuning in, ask your angels, what the heck is that? So about 5 years ago, as I started to oh, my headphones die. As I started to really crack open my psychic. Let's see. Oh, can you hear me on Zoom? Because that lets me know that everybody else can hear me. Yes, thanks. Thank you so much. Perfect. As I started to crack into some of my psychic powers, one of the things that I was able to do is start talking to my angels. And when people are like, but what do you mean angels? Well, what I mean is like actual angels. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Metatron. He talks to me from time to time. Raphael, Camuel, there's I used to think there was only 16 archangels. I actually found out recently there are a crap ton more than 16. Those are just the ones that are most frequently talked about. So there's the archangels, and then there are the other angels. I don't like to call them minor angels, but they're just kind of more like the worker bee angels that kind of get stuff done. So when we're talking to the angels, we're mostly talking to the archangels. And so what they had me do in order to gain more confidence in my skills and abilities is they actually had me go live for 10 minutes at a time and do question and answer. And I was like, what? No. And they were like, yeah. So I did for a while. And every once in a while, they let me go live again. I don't do angel readings because my prices are like a lot. So people don't tend to pay my prices to just get some answers. So just every once in a while, they let me go live. And good morning. Thank you for joining. And they let me answer questions. So what questions do you have? What are you struggling with in your life? What is creating stress or suffering? Do you have some blocks that you're just not sure how to get by or get over? Whatever you've got going on, just go ahead and pop it in. I answer the Zoom questions first, just to let you know. And then I can get to the other medias. And then last week, we had 2 questions that did not get answered. So I want to start with those ones. We have one question from Julie. And Julie asks, what is keeping her procrastinating from finishing her book? It's funny because I have the sensation of actually answering Julie's question last week, but they had more to say, so they had me put it back on the list. What is keeping me from procrastinating from finishing my book? Okay. The other thing that didn't get mentioned, Julie, that is really important for you to know is that you're in a process that is bringing forward some information that they want you to include when you're writing your book. So you're going through the unearthing of some really important information that needs to be included. And so that's why it's taking a little bit longer for you to really find the impetus, the confidence, the drive to sit down and write your book, if that makes sense. So hi, Dana. So if you have any questions for Ask Your Angels, those of us who are joining, feel free to pop them in. But for you, Julie, the thing to really focus it on is being present. There's a lot of like future projecting, and then there's a lot of like beating yourself up for not being in the future yet. And that's just simply not how this journey works. Like, you have to be in the present, and then you live in the present, and then that's all of you that you're doing. You're just living in the present. But because of this future projecting and where you see you think you're supposed to go, now your future self is creating this almost like a mechanism for self-punishment. And they're like, stop that. Come here, center, come back to yourself, be with yourself, be with your experience. And do the work that's in the now, not that's in the future. Your book is going to come together. You're going to find the motivation. You're going to find the inspiration. You will. You just have to be present in order to do it and not live in a fantasy that hasn't happened yet. Okay. Now, fantasies are really important. I used to really beat myself up for living in a fantasy world. But I've begun to really see the like depth of importance of being able to create something, being able to imagine something that has never actually been created. Because if you don't, if you can't, if you cannot fantasize about a future that has never existed, then you can't build the path to get there. Then you can't find or invite magnetized tools that are going to bring you to that place, right? So I've since gotten a lot of appreciation for the ability to fantasize. And the only time that fantasizing gets unhealthy is when you live in the present as if the fantasy has already come true, right? That whole saying, live as if it's already happened, is actually really detrimental. It's detrimental. What it takes is having the vibration of the certainty that you know it's going to happen, but you can't live as if it's already happened. Hi, good morning, Priscilla. You can't live as if it's already happened, because then you are not present. Then you are not living in the real world. Okay, so that's just a tidbit for all of the you out there who fantasize and beat yourself up for fantasizing. It's good. It's important. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. It's a really great skill. Cool. All right, next question. Thank you, Julie. I hope that answered your question fully. Francesca, how to connect more clearly with your angels and guides? Oh, that's an easy one. I did a class. I did a Talk to Your Angels class. It's a $5 donation. I'm going to post the link and tag you in it, because I don't think that you're here right now. So that'll be really easy. And then anyone else who wants to do the class, you're very welcome to. I'm going to post the link for you right there. And that $5 donation goes to my nonprofit. So 100% of proceeds go towards our global and local initiatives. Cool. All righty. Now to the Zoom questions. Good morning, Rachel. Good to have you back, sweet one. Since you were here last week, you know the drill. You can feel free to go ahead and drop a question for your angels. Rachel D, Rach, you're getting some information recently. But I would love to know what the best move is for me to make career-wise. Ooh. They always do this shit to you, Rach. Goodness. Hi, Ruby. Ruby Rubes, good to see you. They always like present you with a million options and want you to pick. Don't say it. Okay, I won't say it out loud. Oh, they're so mean. They're so mean, but oh, I can't say it. Oh, okay, good. I was like, oh, I'll keep it private. It's totally fine. No, and I say that they're mean, but no, that's not actually what's coming through. They constantly give you opportunities to work on your connection with them, but they do have some information for you for once, because they can sense your growing lack of, not growing, that you're starting to not trust your voice. And so they wanted to give you a reflection in the outside world that you can trust, that will confirm that you're still intuitively connected to them, that you're still on the right path. They know that you need like a bone, so they're going to give you some clarity. So let's go ahead and check in. Let's check in there. Okay. Okay. There's an option that's making you feel really sparkly when you think about it. And when you think about working in it, and it's but it's the one that's creating the most fear. They're just showing me like one of the things has a lot of like sparkles around it, but it's also got a lot of fear around it. Hi, Gurjot. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining. There's an option that is very practical, that you know that you could do very well. That isn't very sparkly. That's the one that feels safe. That's the one that feels like, as a practical, responsible mother of 2 children, that's the one that feels like you should like start with. And then the sparkly one is feeling like, okay, well, maybe if I can see how things come together, maybe. Oh, you're having some confusion around that. What's that confusion? You don't have clarity about what the sparkly thing is? Yeah, a little bit. You have a little clarity. Okay. Tell me more in the chat. Anyway, okay, I'll keep going because there's a little bit more. Yes, you are supposed to do the responsible thing. Oh, but it would create a switch. Like you would have to change something, right? Okay. Okay. Yes. Oh, you're starting to love. Right. You need more income. Got it. Got it. You do need more income. Yes. And your current job is creating a like a vortex that's sucking your energy out, which is not leaving much life force for your other things that you're supposed to be doing. Like, yeah, you are teaching and healing. Like that's what you're here for. Yeah. But they're saying you can do a responsible thing and get back into teaching. Like, but they are inviting you to get back into teaching powerfully. I don't mean you being powerful as you're teaching, that just happens naturally. I mean, yes. Not like one big toe in and the other 9 toes out. They're talking about put both your feet in. It can still be intuitive. It can still be in flow. It can still be as energy allows, but they want both feet all the way in, that this is something that I do now, and I'm not sure how it's going to come together, and I'm not sure what's going to come of it, but it's not like an in-out thing. It's like an in-in thing. That's what they're inviting, because there's things that they need to get to you that they can't when you don't spend a lot of time in that space. there's energy, there's messages, there's creation, there's creativity, there's money, there's income, there's resources, there's people, there's connections. And you know, there is a lot of back and forth with that, because it's from my perspective, I can see it. Like when you're in that space with them, they send you too many ideas. And you're like, well, I can't do all of these ideas, fuckers. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Right? They're like, here's all of the creativity. And you're like, but yeah, exactly. So in response to that, they're sending you those things for a purpose. You're not supposed to take each one of those things and follow it down its own individual path. There's a way that all of those pieces come together. So they're sending you them because they just want you to hold them lightly and just kind of put them all into the big cauldron that's bubbling and let it bubble together. But because of because you know what it takes to start a business, every time they send you a new idea, it more puts you into like, oh God, overwhelm, because you're like, oh God, now there's another brand new global business that I'm supposed to start. Like, you've already sent me like 5 global business ideas, guys. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all that? But they're asking you hold all of those pieces lightly, because it's all going to come together and gel in a really divine way. And just because they've sent you on some wild goose chases does not mean that you have done anything wrong, that you have heard wrong, that some of the things that maybe you've started and maybe didn't get off the ground, or started to get off the ground, but then stopped because of the overwhelm. All of that stuff was supposed to happen. Like, there's stuff in each of those pieces of journeys that you needed when this stuff gels together. So you went back into the incubator, which is exactly where you needed to be. But it's time, they're saying, to say yes to the journey, even though you don't know what it's going to look like or how it's going to unfold. It's time to say yes and stay a yes. As opposed to, like you just mentioned up here, a leap of faith, yes, but they're saying that there is like there is another income stream out there that doesn't rely on you like building your business, that would be more aligned, that would not create so much loathing, that would allow you more space. So they're saying you don't have to go from like an income stream to no income stream and just depend on your business. Like, there is a predictable income that is available, that you can make space for this stuff that you have to do, that you came to do over here also. Unless your 3 to 6 months of emergency fund is like fully funded and you can do it, and then take the leap of faith. But if it's like, if the finances are not like all the way there, they're saying you don't have to. Yeah. It is. Is it someone paying you to do that? Cool. Yeah, see if there's what organizations there are out there that are paying people to do it. Yeah, so that you're not necessarily having to put all of your impetus and energy into building a thing yourself. Just like, go do something that someone else has already started and created, so that you could put your energy in doing your thing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Good. Yay. Yay, Rach. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, I'm gonna scroll back. I'll get to your other questions when I get back down there. Whoop, whoop. Okay, cool beans. All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. If you have questions for your angels, please pop them below or in the chat if you're on Zoom. I can see questions on Zoom, on Facebook, and on Insta. So if you're on one of those mediums, then feel free. Your friend Yorga is an actor. Oh, is now also starting to direct. Cool. I have a director for the movie, which is neat. But yeah, I'll certainly, well, I won't. My director, like the crew will be hiring actors for the movie, which will be fun. You want a boat, Rach? Cool. I'll let you know when we do that raffle. Sounds like my mates are on my board of directors. Yes. I needed my board of directors to be people that I enjoy spending time with. 100%. 100%. Everything comes through in imagination. Yes, you've started imagining seeing your hands with your eyes closed so you can see them. I love that. It's gorgeous. Okay, cool. Scrolling down. Gurjot, you're not too late. I think you posted a specific question down there, so I'm scrolling down to get to it. Also, Rach, wondering about leaving your current job. You were looking into some sales work. Oh, I missed that bit. Yeah, teaching feels a little bit where you're more supposed to be, Rach, just because sales does take a lot of energy out of you. And your team is like, we kind of want all your remaining energy to go into your thing. Your thing. Shanita, what is it you really want for yourself and your business by the end of the year? You feel like you're making strides and you're excited yet anxious, which prevents you from knowing where the hell you're going with all of this. Oh, yo, your question is at the top. Savi, okay. Cool. I'll scroll back up to that. Thanks, love. Okay, Miss Shanita, what do you want? Okay, so those are that's two different pots. It sounds like, and you can definitely confirm this for me, it sounds like you're asking, tell me what I want to your angels. And then it sounds like the second part of that is what the fuck is happening? Where the fuck am I going? What the fuck am I doing? Like, what is the purpose of this, what I'm working on? Is that close? Okay. Oh, girl, so good to see your face. I love it. Hi, Mom. Okay. So here's the thing. They can't tell you what you want. You have to tell them what you want. So many good things. Yay! It's about fucking time, man. You put in so much work. You're like, fuck, when is it gonna pull together? Good for you. Good for you. Okay, so on a separate note, I would love to know what some of those things are. Please share them with me. I want to know what those good things that are happening are. Right? Yeah, because that's a beautiful turnaround. I want to celebrate that, these parts of your journey. Okay, so they're saying, you know what you want. They're saying, you're doing what you want. Are you? Yeah? Yeah, you're doing it. Yeah. You know what you want. You're doing what you want. You're not sure what you're building. That's the real question, right? You don't have clarity over the thing. What is the direction? What is where are we going? What's my effort going towards? Things like that. Is that a little bit more like where your confusion lies? Yeah. It's like, why am I doing this? Like, what is the purpose? Got it. Still holding on to other stuff. Lower self. Yeah. Old people. Yeah. 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 That makes sense. Still doing your work. That's important. It's also important to recognize that that's what's going on so that you can be intentional about it, right? Be intentional about what you're choosing and not choosing, and then what you're choosing and not choosing to heal and continue to work on. Okay, so here's some info for you. They're not going to tell you the full picture of what you're working on yet. And the reason that is because it would freak you out. If they tried to tell you what you're building, you would have like a panic attack and be like, nope, got the wrong girl. I'm tapping out. Like it would shut you down. You wouldn't keep like just kind of doing your thing that you're doing right now. That's where they need you to be. They need you to be doing your thing. They need you to be following your intuition. They need you to be in flow. They need you to be learning how to trust yourself, working on some of these confidence pieces of just like surrender, all the fucking hard stuff, like the hard stuff, taking action steps when you have no idea why you're taking these steps forward, right? I know. I'm sure. There you go. Yeah. And you're muted, so you can scream as much as you want, man. Yeah. So as frustrating as it is, hi, Chris. As frustrating as it is not having clarity, this is where they need you, because otherwise you're going to try to make it smaller, make it easier, make it easier for you to wrap your head around. You're going to try to diminish what it is that you're working on, and it's not supposed to be diminished. Keep going. That's all. And stay in the loop. Like, hang with us. Like, now that you're kind of backish, hang with us a little. Good. Yay. Good job receiving. Woot woot. Yay. Okay, let me scroll up. See if I can get to, let's see. Miss Rach Terry. Oh, here, Savi. Oh, yours was the first question. Sorry, love. I totally missed it. Thank you for letting me know. Cool. Savi, question for your angels. Are you getting better at following your hunches? Yes, so much better. And you are so much more in trust than you ever have been before. And could they give you some clarity for your clean message? You ascend people into God's consciousness so they can bring heaven onto earth. Too much. Hi, Cynthia. Okay. You're definitely recognizing like parts of the message. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Can you just keep it? No props. So you're definitely getting part of the message. But let's get some clarity around that, because they're saying that's not like, oh, yes. Yay, Janita. Basically, when it comes to what it is that you do, how to communicate it to your aligned clients. Got it. Yes. Yeah. So that's why you need clarity, because the way that you present it, the clients that need to hear it are not going to hear it because they have no freaking clue what that means, what you just said. Okay, I'm starting to pull pieces together. Essentially, Savi, what you need to do is dumb it down, okay? And I say that with the utmost respect to people who don't understand what it is that I just said. It doesn't mean that anybody who doesn't understand that is dumb. It just means that make it into people language, okay? Into human language. One of the easiest ways to do that is to focus on the benefits that people get. So start by writing. They don't want to give it to you because they need you to own it, which means that you have to actually find it. But here are some steps that they're giving you. Start by writing down the benefits that people get. You can use science, yes. So right with the benefits that people get by working with you. So they work with you, this happens. Cool. So one of the things that happens is they're awakened into God's consciousness. Cool. Well, how does it help someone? Why does someone give a shit that they're awakened into God's consciousness? Why does a 3D human give a shit? How does it help them? What does it bring them? What changes in their life? What shifts happen, right? That's where you need to go. Because from where I'm sitting, I'd love to be present with God's consciousness like 24/7, right? But I understand what that means, and I care about it. Unleash joy, activate purpose, stop living a soul-destroying life, stop living in pain. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. Thanks, Ruby. I received that. I am amazing. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So if you want to share with people what you do, you help them unleash their joy. Now, some people are not going to even understand what that means. So what does it mean to unleash their joy? Living joyfully, how many percent of the day, of the week, right? Like, what does it mean to unleash your joy? Activate your purpose. Yes. Stop living a soul-destroying life. I think so many people could resonate with that, right? So that's what you do. Your message doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. I am a person who, you don't even need to have a title. You can be a coach or something, but your thing, like your explanation can be, I'm a person who helps people release their joy, live in joy, activate your purpose, be freed or liberated from a soul-destroying life, be liberated from living in pain. Yes, good. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Think like a human. And I know that can be tricky. I know that can be tricky because you live in the spirit world. But when you're trying to create an access point to you, which people need, think like a human. Get back into humanity for a second, and just remember what words humans need, and you'll nail it. Cool, 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 cool. So let's go up here. Rachel N. Rachel, what is the most important block that needs to be cleared now to realize the path you want and can see for the next phase of your life? Very cool. Sabi, thinking like a human without dampening down what I do. Essentially, what it means is living with one foot in spirit and one foot on planet Earth. It is a tricky navigation. One foot in the 126D, one foot in the 3D, and holding that bridge. And the bridge between those is communication. The bridge between those is the presentation of ideas in a way that is digestible and understandable. Speaking human. I could probably do a class called Speaking Human for all the spirit coaches. We're like, oh yeah, how do I get back to my humanity? Oh, so funny. Okay, Rach, the most important block that you need to clear. You have a block around your belief in yourself. And it's big. It's not small. It's not like your belief in yourself in one area. It's like it covers the expanse. It covers the spectrum. It manifests, it shows up in a lot of different areas in your life, But that is the big thing. Now, it might not be able to be cleared as one limiting belief. It might need to be cleared in the different aspects. We can talk more about that on Wednesday. but that's the big block, because while you don't believe in yourself, you will block creative messaging. It will make you take teensy steps where you could be taking quantum leaps. It will cause you to not trust yourself. It will cause you to second guess steps, information, intuition. It will cause you to take a step forward in a good direction that's intuitively aligned, and then take a step back and try to run it through your systems of logic. Does it make sense? Does it, which creates this like push-pull ambivalence within you, which is actually using too much energy, because all that energy that you have needs to be focused on moving your dreams and goals and things forward. So that's the big thing. That makes sense? Cool. Cool. Oh, Gurjot feels it too. Got it. All righty. Oh, I froze for a second. Yes. But you think you get it. Okay. Got it. Gurjot, did you ask a question, babe? I saw a, oh yes, you did. Okay, go. Got it. You would love to know some insight about your romantic relationship. Is he the one? Okay. So here's some info for you. He is a one. He is one of the ones. I don't believe that we have one soulmate. I don't believe that we have one person. I believe that there are lots of, we all have a variation of amount of people, but I believe that there are different kinds of people that we can pair with that can create a different kind of expansion for us. That can create a different kind of experience, that can teach us different lessons. And sometimes these cycles that we enter with into these particular ones are long-term cycles, and sometimes they're short. You said he wants marriage, and you're wondering whether you should leave or stay, and if you can repair your relationship. Okay. I'm so on the fence with marriage, you guys. I'm not sure how intuitively aligned it is, unless there is an intuitive fucking certainty, without a doubt, we are supposed to get married and we are supposed to spend a long cycle together. I don't necessarily know if committing to something without that certainty is a wise choice for any human. It's not because I don't believe in marriage. I absolutely do. But I also know that as humans, we are so fluid. We fluctuate so much. Hi, Mara. We change so much on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-by-moment basis. I don't know, like, unless it is an intuitive certainty, unless your intuition and your team is like, no, this is the next step. Yes. And there's a yes, and it feels good and it feels resonant, even if there's hardship, even if there's struggle, even if there's challenges. If your intuition and your team is saying yes, then that is the step that you're supposed to take, no matter how that cycle goes. You are supposed to. There is no avoiding that cycle. Now, I say there's no avoiding it like you don't have a choice. You always have a choice. That's the thing. We all have free will. So you have a choice to leave your relationship or go, even if the resonance is there, even if intuition says marriage is the way, you still have a choice. And neither staying or leaving would be the wrong choice. They're just different. And you're able to have different levels of evolution with each of those choices. Okay. Can the relationship be worked on? Absolutely. Is there a lot that you guys can learn from each other? Big time. Big time. There is so much that you guys can learn from each other. Does it need to be done under the umbrella of marriage? I don't necessarily believe so. If you don't have a 100% certainty in your gut aligned, resonant yes, I don't know that that's the best way to go. Like, that's like having a kid hoping that it's going to fix the relationship. Getting married hoping that it's going to fix the relationship is not a wise, healthy choice. Again, if it's intuitive, great. If it's not, if it's logic, if it's an attempt to do something that you're hoping will have a certain effect, like that's just not the way that life goes. So I don't know about making those kinds of commitments without that certainty, because marriage is a big commitment. It's big. You may not have been married before. Let me know if you have. If he can provide the love and intimacy you truly want from a relationship, he can. He's capable. It's not an easy journey. It's not going to be easy. Both of you are going to have to work at it. Both of you are going to have to work on yourselves and do lots of healing. But he's capable. You're going to have to be patient with him and with yourself. And he's going to have to be patient with him and with himself. And at the same time, you want it to be him and to be with him, which you've never felt before. That's so beautiful. I love that. You feel incredibly compelled to be with him, but it creates inner conflict. Now, is that inner conflict hitting trauma that is supposed to be revealed? This is what mirrors relationships provide for us. That's why being with a partner is so fucking great, is that they show us some of the deeper shadows that we cannot see for ourselves, because having someone there reflects light into us in a way that we cannot reflect light into ourselves. And that's why they're so good. Like, is it just hitting trauma? And you're hoping to be in a relationship that doesn't hit trauma? Because the only relationship you can be in and hope that it's not going to hit trauma is with a pet. So if that's what you're hoping for, that's the way that I would recommend going. Like, if you're hoping to be in something that's not going to trigger something in you, get a pet, get a dog, get a cat, then you will never be triggered. Oh, you've been married and you don't want to rush, but he wants marriage now. And it seems to be heading into a make it or break it. I think that you need to be incredibly open with him and tell him you're cautious. If it has to be now or never, you're not sure that you can make that decision with confidence, but you do want to be with him, and he needs to be patient if he wants to be with you. Hi, Wendy. We're doing Ask Your Angel. So if you have a question for your angel team, just pop it in the comments. So you're just going to have to be honest with him, honey. And you cannot make a decision. One thing you cannot do is you can't make a decision out of fear. You can't make a decision to marry him because you're afraid of losing him. That is never going to go well for you. Never, ever, ever. So don't do that. But that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So open communication, be honest about where you are. You don't want to rush. Tell him, look, I'm not ready to rush into anything. I did this before. I'm still carrying things about it, right? Shame or whatever, trauma, things like that. But yeah, honest, but he has the capacity. He is A1. He is one of your designated soulmates for this lifetime. Yes. But the thing is like, it's work. It's work. It's not easy. It's being triggered, working through it, having conversations. Him being triggered, working through it, having conversations. You guys working each separately on your own unique thing, and then coming back together and having conversations and working together. Right? It's not simple, but what you want is possible within this dynamic that you two have. Yes. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to move to Facebook questions. Yay. So Sharon's question is, you would love to know if you should stay in Sweden. You're welcome, honey. Or if you should take the leap and world school sooner in the next 2 to 3 months than later next year. Sooner. Well, okay. It's a little more complicated than should I stay in Sweden, and should I do it in the next 2 to 3 months or later. Oh, it's not? They were showing me more levels to that, but they're saying no, it's not more complicated than that. It's a choice. It's a choice. Honey, they're giving you these options because they want you to take a stand for yourself. They want you to take a stand for yourself. They want you to make a choice for yourself. They want you to decide. They want you to, it's not even like intuition. It's like, what does Sharon, the beautiful soul who lives within this human body, they want you to find out what she wants, to listen to her, to listen to your inner little girl. What does she want? What does she need to feel taken care of? This is a little less about what's supposed to, because what's supposed to is what is going to be best for you and her and the next part of your journey and healing and things like that. So that's the real question. The real question is, what do I need to take care of myself? What does my inner child, what does my little girl need to take care of her, of me? Does that make sense? I hope so. That's the real question. And she has answers for you. She's got answers. So what you need is some clarity, some time to turn inward within yourself. Okay. Tiffany. Mara, happy birthday. Tiffany, what are you here for? Oh, dang. Gosh, I lost it. A very good question. Tiffany, if you're still there, can you copy paste your question again in the comments? You're very welcome, darling. And I'm going to answer Mara's question until I can see yours again. I can only see 4 comments at a time on Facebook. Sorry, guys. So Tiffany, if you're there, then repost your question. And if you're not there, then I will answer your question in the comments. Mara, happy birthday. You want to ask your angels, is there anything you should be aware of, or next steps, preparation on the path that supports your highest potential? Yes, to both. Hi, Avi, thanks for joining us. Yes is the answer to both of your questions. There are things that you should be aware of. Your shadow self, there's different parts of your shadow self that are getting ready to hijack you, Mara. And that is because things are going well. Because things are going so well and because you are so much in flow, parts of your shadow are feeling unseen, unnurtured, a little bit shoved to the bottom, right? You've spent so much time with your shadow and working on yourself that it didn't have the need to hijack you because you were spending so much time with it. If you think about your shadow as like your wounded inner child, but like a dark version, right? Mine is my wounded inner child shows up as like a heroin addict. When I neglect her, she literally hijacks me to do whatever is necessary to get her next hit of love, and uses whatever techniques are necessary in order to make that happen. Okay, so your shadow self, or some of your shadow selves, are getting ready to hijack you. Really, oh, thanks, Tiff. Let me grab it. I'm going to grab it and post it over here so I can see it. Getting ready to hijack you. And so what is needed? These are your next steps, preparation. Your next steps, your preparation is you need to go into inward and just bring her out and just talk to her. What do you need, baby? Maybe she's feeling angry at feeling neglected by you specifically. Maybe she's feeling unloved. Maybe she's feeling shame because everything over here is going great. And so you don't spend time with her anymore. Spend some time with her. Find out what she needs. Excuse me, and then do that thing or do those things. And I'm going to highly recommend that you do that for like every day for like 2 weeks. Every single day. Hey, baby, come here. And she's gonna, or she's gonna scrabble, or she might be demonic. Mine gets demonic, like crawling on her, like that super scary when their joints bend backwards and on the ceiling and trying to get out. Like my shadow selves are dark, but I've worked them into the whole of who I am, so I can work with them, so I can keep them here, keep them in front of me, love them when they need love. Give them, listen to them when they need to be heard, give them what they need, even if it's just a hug, and sitting and hugging them for 45 minutes straight, right? So ask them. It feels like there are 3 shadow pots of you that need different things. So every day, make space. This is your top priority, by the way, your absolute top priority. Because things are going well, they're feeling really triggered. They're feeling really triggered. So your top priority is to make space to talk to each of these 3 pots of you every single day and find out what each of them need, and then do those 3 things. Even if that's the only thing you get done every day for the next 2 weeks, that will be exactly what needs to happen so that they don't hijack you. Nobody wants to be hijacked. Ugh, it's awful. It is awful when our shadow selves take over. Oh, and then it brings all the loops of shame and guilt and everything like that, and wishing that we were fixed, and why is it taking so long, and I've done so much work, and then it takes us time to get out of that shame spiral. Gosh, so intense, man. This journey is so intense. Love you. I hope you have the most luscious, love-filled birthday of your absolute divine deserve level. Just celebrating you so much. I got 2 more questions to answer. I got Tiffany's, and then I have Naja's, and then we're wrapping up for today. Tiffany, what are you here for? What direction do I go in life? How do I focus to organize my life? I feel lost and overwhelmed. That's beautiful, babe. It sucks. Let me not invalidate how you're feeling. It fucking sucks balls. Big time, right? Super sucks. Okay. But it's a good place to be. The reason that it's a good place to be is that I know you're a really intuitive being. So what can happen with us, the spiritual intuitives, is a lot of times we can be like, oh, I got that. I got the answers. I'm good. So we can tend to go into this kind of like isolating mode where we stop taking on guidance. And I'm saying it because I do it. I find myself doing it every once in a while also. So now that you're in this beautiful space of questioning, you are open for your next evolution. You're here. We have to be here. You have to be in a space of questioning and wondering, and is this where I belong, before you are receptive to some of the answers. So what are you here for? And I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because we've never actually had a conversation, but I think that you have some intuition about that. But I think that the reason why you're asking what am I here for is because it feels like every time you start to follow one of your intuitions about what you're here for, it feels like you hit a dead end. It feels like you hit a wall. And either you lose momentum or you lose impetus or you lose interest in that thing. I'm asking if that's sabotage. And I'm hearing yes, and I'm also hearing, and it's part of your journey. So when you hit a wall with something that feels like it's an intuitive path, most of the time what's happening is you're actually hitting sabotage. But your team is saying that's all part of your evolution. You have to have the evidence of how much sabotage you have hit in your past, in order to kind of bring you to the point of being like, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this shit anymore. So that's where you're supposed to be here right now. Like, you're supposed to be at this point of frustration, and lack of clarity. What direction do you go? It feels like that question is, which one of these do I pick? An answer to that is frustratingly always the one that feels the best, the one that feels most sparkly, the one that lights you up more. But the problem with following that thing is it also comes with the most terror. It also comes with the most sabotage. It comes with the most blocks. It comes with the most triggers, right? Because it triggers all of our deepest wounds. It triggers all of our deepest shit. So there is a one, and you want to incorporate, and it's right for you to incorporate a variety of different things, of the things that light you up, right? The things that you've been like, that feels good. I want to follow that path, and that feels good. There's a point that you're supposed to incorporate some of those things into your sparkly thing. But there is one main sparkly thing that feels so terrifying that is what is creating that sense of, what the my account has been temporarily locked on Instagram, of course, Bess, because I never stream live on Insta. I'm being sarcastic, obviously. I do it weekly. Okay, so the overwhelm is actually coming from a lot of your deeper wounds being flicked. It's coming from your wounding is creating smoke and mirrors. It's creating like little shiny, oh, look here. Oh, look over here. Like, it's creating squirrel moments for you to avoid you and distract you from the big, sparkly, scary thing. So the next step for you is to look into, how do I heal that which is stopping me from moving forward? That's your next question. How do I heal that which is stopping me from moving forward? I think it would really benefit you from doing my clearing emotions class. Honey, if you go to my, if you scroll up on my page, if you go to my page and you scroll up and you go to my bio, one of my links says Linktree. If you click on that one, it'll take you to a bunch of classes that I have, and I have a free class called What Do I Do with These Pesky Emotions? I think that would just help you to center yourself, because there's a lot of frustration and confusion and disappointment in yourself that is blocking you from re-accessing your creativity. So your head and their confusion, stop there. And then your next step will be, oh shoot, I paused. You probably lost me. I was just saying, go to my Facebook page, scroll up to my bio, and there's a Linktree link in my bio that's going to take you to a bunch of classes that I have. And one of those classes is, what do I do with these pesky emotions? Do that, clear out your emotions. You can reconnect with your creativity. The next step after that will be, how can I heal what is terrified of me doing the big sparkly one? And definitely reach out if you need some guidance on that. I have a few things in my vortex that would probably help with that. But I definitely don't need to go with me. You can just follow your intuition about that. And you're there, almost there. You're sitting at the, hi Naja, you're sitting on the precipice of your next evolution. I know you can feel that. I just want to mirror back to you that you're correct. That's where you're sitting. You're right at the doorstep of your next evolution. This is the next thing. Naja, since my video was rudely ended on Instagram, can you copy and paste your question here in the chat? Because yours is the last question. And I'm so happy that you made it over there because I can't access it right now. Crazy. You're so welcome, Tiff. Good luck. Good luck. Lots of universal reinforcement that you're supposed to. Okay, you're supposed to be doing this. You're on the right track. The world needs you. Your community, your divine community needs you. They do. They just need you. Oh, keep going. Please don't stop. Please. Naja, what should your niche in business be? Your soul clients. I am feeling into something which is kind of fun, because I know that you started in just kind of any hypnosis clients, right? But it feels like you have recently moved into wanting to work with spirituality, wanting to work with transformation, wanting to activate and awaken light leaders. And that's a yes. Do it. Doesn't mean you have to stop seeing regular clients. They're still going to be magnetized to you. But when you are packed out with transformation clients, awakening soul potential clients, when you are packed out with them, then you will have the opportunity to say, actually, I don't do no smoking anymore. And you can refer them to someone else. You can refer them to me. I have a team of coaches and they do smoking cessation. In fact, you could be on my team. I know you did my program. I know you're not finished yet. So hurry, come join us. But yeah, it definitely, that calling that you have to want to work with more of the spirituality, more of the magic, that call that you're having is spot on. Yes. Start moving into that. Start moving with certainty into that arena, because that is absolutely where you're supposed to go. And I'll just like to point out that you posted your question at 11:11. If that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. That's insane. Yay! Was that on point? Was that yes? Was that like pretty much where you are? Tell me, I want to know. I want to know. Tell me, tell me. Oh, in the meantime, thank you everybody for joining us. So good to be here. We're going to take a little break with the Sunday live streams while I'm pulling together more information about what's relaunching. Essentially, it's relaunching in a much more streamlined way. Obviously, since January, everything that I've been doing is haphazard, kind of disorganized, just kind of showing up. And that's what I was told to do. Now I have lots of information. I'm getting clarity coming through. Now it's time to create the streamlined, tangible, manageable thing that DÜP Ministries is supposed to be, now that I have some intel. So thanks so much, everybody, for being here. I will give you some heads up, not just day of. I'll give you a little bit of heads up when our live stream is relaunching, so you can put it back on your calendar. And in the meantime, just know that I'm holding a beautiful, loving space for you, sending you love and light. You feel pulled to work with your spirit guides. You want, oh, you love that link. Yeah. Let me grab it. Let me grab it real quick. Let me grab that real quick. Link tree. Let me hop over here. I'm pretty sure it's on my link tree. Thingamajigger. Let me just make sure it is before I send you on a wild goose chase. Oh, it's not there. It's not there. Okay, no worries. I will, I'm gonna have to find the link and I'll post it. And I'll try to remember to tag you in it. Goodness, if you don't get it, can you please, oh no, I do need to do it. I needed to post it for someone else too. Who was I supposed to post it for? Someone had a question of how to, where are all my pens? Gee willikers. There we go. Someone had a question of how to work with their angel team. Oh, it was Francesca. Angel team, Nasha, and Francesca. Coolio Beansies. All right, I'll make sure to get that link out to you guys at some point, probably Tuesday. I'm pretty much done for today. Okay, my lovelies, thank you so much for joining us. Love, love, love. Bye.